Hola chicos, buenos días. Espero que todo les vaya bien durante el día de tomar las clases en casa. Hoy vamos a mirar un poco de gramática para ayudar con una tarea que vamos a hacer después de mirar esta presentación. I wanted to take a couple of minutes and review something with you that is going to help us for next week. So we're actually going to come back and talk about the present tense for just a few minutes here. It's something we reviewed extensively during first semester and something you learned a lot about in some of your other classes of Spanish. Los verbos en la forma de yo, un repaso. So this is just a quick review. And you may think, well, senor, why are we reviewing yo, the yo form of certain verbs in the present tense? Well, it's actually going to be connected to Monday's grammar lesson. And by reviewing this concept, it's going to make Monday's lesson a little bit easier when we learn some new grammar. So just real quickly, this is going to be a really quick presentation because really it is review, even review of some Spanish 2 concepts. But I just wanted to remind you that there are some verbs that are we call them the yogo verbs often, that have irregular conjugation or different conjugations just in the yo form. Let's use poner as our model. That's one of the verbs we've been studying this chapter with poner la mesa. We conjugate poner, as you can see on the screen. The yo form is pongo, and then from there it's pones, pone, ponemos, ponen. But that yo form has the go on it. It's an irregular yo form. Now, the ones you see on the screen, oír, venir, hacer, decir, salir, traer, tener, conocer, also have irregular yo forms. And again, you learned about these in Spanish too. We saw them all first semester. We hear them and use them often every day. But today I want to practice with you reviewing conjugating in the present tense, especially in the yo form. And again, that'll make a lot more sense on Monday when we get into that lesson. So the verbs up here, oigo, vengo, hago, digo, salgo, traigo, tengo, conozco, all have those irregular yo forms. While we're talking about the present tense, let's also not forget that we have stem changing verbs in the present tense because several of the verbs on our list for this chapter are stem changers. Si ustedes recuerdan, there are 4 different types of stem changers: E to IEs, E to I, O to UE, and U to UE. And by a stem change, we know in the present tense, again, we're talking about the present tense, when we conjugate those verbs, if you look at my chart on my screen, you'll see that the verbs that are inside the boot have the stem change. Pienso, piensas, piensa, piensa en la forma de usted, piensan y piensan en la forma de ustedes. But inside the boot, those changes do not happen, like pensamos. So there's an example of an E to IE, pensar. The verb volver is to return. That's an example of an O to UE. And remember, inside the boot, there's going to be those stem changes. So vuelvo, vuelves, vuelve, vuelve, vuelve. Let's try that again. Vuelvo, vuelves, vuelve, vuelve, vuelven. And then outside of the boot, that O is going to stay, volvemos. So just a quick reminder about those stem changers. And to remember, what are some common stem changers? Well, if you go back to your master infinitive list that we worked on a lot in first semester, and that Senor gave you all a copy of that again second semester, there are some common stem changing verbs we have on that list. You'll see those on the front page, and we also have some common stem changers on our vocab list. So this is going to help you with the assignment that comes next, and the assignment that comes next, it's in Canvas. It's just to go back and to review, how do I form the yo form? How do I use the yo form? We're going to practice a lot of the ones that have irregular yo forms, like the ones on the chart from a second ago, some stem changers, and just some regular verbs as well. So hope this helps to bring some of the basics back. And again, this will make even more sense on Monday when we learn some new grammar that's going to be connected to the yo form. So hope your day is going well. Nos vemos muy pronto. Gracias, chicos. Hasta luego.